You know, this revolution is filled with so many ironies, really. First, that as man need to keep your word, right? If you are a man, you keep your word. And now all of the black people in this country are demanding, and even the black people in the whole world are demanding, is that you keep your word. You told us we were free. Well, then show us that we're free. You told us that there is justice, equality for all in this country. Well, then stick to your word and let us see the justice and equality for all. Or else admit to us that you're not a man, you're a bird, you're afraid of us, you're afraid to give us equal stand. You're afraid that if you give us equal ground, that we will match you and we will override you.
It's good, family. Just getting a couple of these shares out. Got it all there. Just making sure everything is set up. We are supposed to be going live in 3 spaces today. So that means we should probably get at least 6 or 7 listeners.
All the black folks you want, baby. But you will not kill the freedom of black folks. It's coming. We're going to get it. We fought every one of your damn lousy wars, lady, and you give us nothing. Now, the law is going to be here, but we're going to be free. Now, you kill you want to, but we kill too.
Still waiting for that beat, Helliva. Still waiting for it. I know, you busy, so it's all good. I ain't gonna say nothing. Good afternoon. I believe it is Tuesday. Because I just put that in a caption, so it's Tuesday. I don't really know the days from one to the next a lot of times, just because I'm just out here. So I do know it's Tuesday, and kind of getting over something. I lost my voice last week at a football game. And I think this isn't the first cast. I don't think I mentioned it yesterday, but I want to congratulate my alma mater for winning our rival football game against our rival. And I lost my voice basically just, yelling, talking stuff in the crowd, whatnot, and then caught a little bit of a cold. So just coming out of the other end of that, hopefully I am audible. I did something in the car yesterday, but I generally speak a lot louder when I'm in the car just based on my surroundings. So I just want to make sure that I am thorough in being audible, working hopefully with the whole pod deck today. Do I get everything today? Oh, yeah, okay. I got some effects here today. Oh, I don't need any applause. That's for the 3 or 4 people that are actually going to listen today. So that's for y'all. Appreciate y'all. But yeah, we're just still fine tuning stuff. I'm really figuring a lot of stuff out on my own. I've tried to incorporate people, and if anybody really, really knows me, they know I don't like asking for help. It's a very, very tough thing for me, especially when I know that the people know that I need the help. And then they still make me ask them. And it's just like, look, if you already know I need the assistance, then why am I still asking? Why don't you just jump in? But I'm that kind of person. Doesn't necessarily mean that everybody else is that kind of person. So I get it. I am keeping the disclaimer 107 as the backdrop up today because I may play something that, might be looked at as, copyright infringement. But everything that we do is for entertainment and educational purposes. We are not looking to sell anybody's material, make any money off of anybody's material. And I'm going to upload, I know, a couple clips, and hopefully they won't strike me. I know YouTube likes to do that. I'm not sure exactly why, when they know sometimes I play a 40, 50-year-old song and they'll still give me a copyright strike. I'm like, look, dude, you cannot get blood from a turnip. You've made enough money off this song. The people made enough money off this song. Well, they didn't make enough money. The record company probably did, but the artist probably never does. But they still give me a copyright strike as if I'm trying to infringe on somebody's revenue. But we know how it is. So hopefully everybody is good out here today, and you're doing well. You're healthy. It is fall. It is literally fall. I don't think it's actually fall in California though. They're still going through that 100-degree at night type shit. So hopefully all the family is safe and sound out in California. I feel for those folks. I really do, because those temperatures get to the point where they become unbearable. And you can only do so much, and I know air conditioning, it can only do so much, and who wants to be up under a freezing air conditioner all day? You do want natural air, but other than that, it's probably just maddening to be outside. So hopefully all is well. Thank you, Sister Nikki. I appreciate you. So I want to go at this today because I got a few things that I want to get out before I dig right into the message. I left a billboard today. I always get these people that, oh man, I never know when you going live. I never know when you going live. Man, you went live, and I left another one today. I know those people never watch the streams, never listen to the streams, never share the streams. I get it. But they're always the ones that give me the critiques and that tell me, well, I never know when you're live. Okay, I get it. So I did it again today, and I'm sure they're not going to listen today as well. But I'm going to continue to follow this format because I have to get better. And as I start to develop a regular schedule for when I'll do streams and which streams, this, that, and the other, I just have to do it for my own benefit to get better and make sure Freedman Media continues to get better. I've had a couple people inquire about doing some things, possibly doing their own stream on Freedman Media. That's beautiful because it has to obviously be in line with what we're trying to do here. I can't have no craziness out here because I'm 52 and I just can't have craziness. I mean, I guess I could because there's some people out here doing silly shit and doing really well at it financially, but that's just not me, you know. And I know the messages that I generally bring are not the popular messages. They're not the messages that are going to garner a lot of people to listen and be all engaged and things like that. You know, I'll leave that to those people who do those things. And that's cool because I know my message is thorough, my message is truthful, and it's definitely worth listening to. So still going more or less from the audio side, even though I'll have slides and things like that to put up. So if you are available to look at a screen, you might want to do so when I start putting things up because it'll kind of go in with what I'm talking about. But, you know, I do appreciate, it's called Get the Notifications. Yeah. So, hey, I know some people, you know, tell me that they don't get notifications even when I do put these things out. And then some people just, they like to say something. They like that to be the conversation starter. But see, for those people, I don't even have any conversation for them anymore. I don't talk to anybody that I know is not supportive anymore. And because it's not because they're not supporting me, it's because I've been supportive of them and they've never been supportive of me. So now I don't have to support them. We don't have to support each other. So it is an equal standoff. I have no problem with that. No hard feelings. I don't hate anybody. I just have to move on with what I'm doing because I'll stand there. I'll be mad. I'll get pissed off. Then I start talking about your mama. So I don't want to do all that. So we're just going to keep shit moving. But I want to get into this stream because there's just so much going on out here. And one of the things that I saw first was nuts to me. I mean, it was flat out nuts to me. Sister Cosetta banging in Little Rock. I appreciate you coming in. I know you're a couple hours, I believe, behind us. I appreciate you coming in from Little Rock, Arkansas. I got Little Rock, Arkansas. I got Missouri. Sister Nikki, I forgot exactly where you're from. But, you know, I've got some other people in other states. You know, it's crazy because, like I said, I know the local support is really not there. Most people who listen, they are not even in the state of Michigan. So that's a beautiful thing. So if I really had to concern myself with where people were coming from, I wouldn't know most of the time because they're not local. So, you know, that's a good thing. So I do appreciate everybody who steps in the space today. Let me get into this really quick. Give me 1 second. And just make sure that I'm doing the right thing. Okay, good deal. All right. So I saw something this morning that was just nuts to me. And I know that they've been saying that, you know, the housing market really hasn't been affected, you know, by the inflation and this, that, and the other than, you know, the interest rates, I guess, have risen a bit. But I saw something today that was just nuts to me. All right. It was just totally nuts to me. And let me just see if I can add it just like this. I'm trying to get better with this, y'all. There it is. Okay. Yeah. So hopefully you can see that. I can see it. Hopefully you can see it. This was crazy when I saw this. In 2019, a 4x8 foot piece of plywood costs $8. $8. In 2022, it costs $50. That's nuts. And we obviously know everything has went up since 2019. You know, that was pre-COVID. Then we went through COVID. Now we're kind of post-COVID, I guess. I mean, I still think, you know, I mean, I'm still wearing a mask because I don't trust nobody. I think everybody's nasty right now. But when I go into places, yeah, that are kind of foreign to me, or I'm going to see a lot of foreign people, not so much foreign people, but people that are foreign to me, I wear a mask. But 2019, $8. $8 for a piece of wood. Now it's $50. So when you take that, that's like a 600% increase. Now, if you don't think housing things are going to go up, whether it be from building, remodeling, refurbishing, whatever you need to do around your house, if you need wood, just think how much it's going to be versus how much it was pre-COVID. That's crazy to me. And other stuff has risen as well. We obviously have to deal with the food cost every day. We're dealing with gas. I know they're saying gas is still coming down, but they can talk about the decline, but I don't need to talk about the decline until it gets back to where it was. Gas prices were over $2 higher than where they were pre-COVID. So we need to get back to pre-COVID prices. Okay. Y'all do understand why I'm saying COVID, right? But yeah, I saw this and this was flat out nuts to me, because I'm thinking just in terms of this. So if that costs 600% more, just imagine the trucks that have to carry the lumber and the gasoline that it's costing those truck drivers to carry the lumber. And it's just, it's a circular effect, and it's a big funnel. And when they talked about the Anti-Inflation Reduction Act, I know they want to call it the Inflation Reduction Act, but it's really not. It's the Anti-Inflation Reduction Act. Unless you're a person of well-off means and you can go do the solar paneling, and you can go do the electric cars, and you can go do this and do all that stuff that people with ridiculous means need to be able to have to do, it's an Anti-Inflation Reduction Act for most Americans. So it is what it is. But yeah, I saw this and I was just like, you know what? If we're going to be in this space and we're going to continue to get worse, people really got to brace themselves. And it's kind of why I named this stream Sanctuary Subsidies, because of something also that I seen yesterday. And it was so telling of our times. It was telling of what's been going on, what is to come. And we've talked about it obviously before, and we'll get more into it obviously in a bit. But, I just want to cover a couple things. But yeah, that was crazy to me. So anybody that's out here looking for a house or has a house and they need to do stuff, or you thinking about building a house, I mean, this is what you're having to deal with right here. This is what you're having to deal with. 600% increase just on the wood alone. I can't imagine all the other things that it takes. I mean, what about the PVC? What about all the copper and all the stuff that you need? I mean, have the prices of that stuff risen? I just saw this and caught this, and I was like, I got to talk about this because it's ridiculous. It's not just food, y'all. It's not just gas. I mean, we're just talking about some wood. We're just talking about wood that's going to build houses. Or build decks, or put up basements. I mean, hell, I don't know. Jump into the cannabis business. You're gonna build a grow room. You need wood. 600% more than you would have paid in 2019. That's nuts to me. So just craziness. So, and there's my mug again. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're going to go today. I'm gonna do some things. I also want to talk about something that I guess I'm really concerned when they put things out here like this, because they don't really give a lot of context to it. I read the article, but we have gotten into the age of where we talk about gender all the time. It's like we're talking about gender this, gender that. And, I saw this and I read the article on this, and I understand what they're trying to do, kind of. But when they say gender neutral, to me, that's unisex. And we've had unisex for years, unisex bathrooms, unisex clothing, all types of things that have been unisex. That's unisex. That means, it could be made for both to use. But now they're saying genderless. I have an issue with that term, genderless, because I'm not sure exactly how you can be genderless. I mean, when we were growing up, yeah, we saw Ken and Barbie were genderless. They didn't have organs. I guess I just went to them because, two common dolls or action figures. G.I. Joe is genderless too. I mean, nobody had a real gender. Nobody, there was just, it was just there. And their legs popped off and arms popped off, unlike humans. But, we got that. But we didn't call those genderless toys. You know, we assumed Barbie was a girl and we assumed Ken was a boy and G.I. Joe was a boy. We didn't call them genderless toys. But this here, genderless clothing, I'm not sure exactly why that had to come about. Why not gender neutral? Why just not? If you want to move past unisex, if you feel like unisex is too patriarchal, whatever, I don't know what the term is for it, then go with gender neutral, because that means that both genders could possibly use it. But when you say genderless, aren't you saying that you're dealing with people who don't have an anatomy? I don't really understand that. And personally, I don't believe I don't believe I can wear genderless clothing. I don't think I can fit in anything that a woman can fit in. First and foremost, I still don't know how some of y'all doing it with these skinny jeans. It just doesn't look like there's enough room in there to put your stuff. And maybe there is. I've had to get into some of these skinny fit sweatpants. I don't like it. I don't like them. I don't like skinny fit sweatpants. So I know I'm not going to like skinny jeans. And what the fuck do I need with skinny jeans on for? I'm weighing 300 pounds. There ain't shit skinny about me. So why would I want skinny jeans on? Why would I want the appearance that I'm trying to wear something to make me look skinny? You look silly when you're my size and you're trying to squeeze into skinny jeans. Tony D, what's good with you, bro? Much respect. Coming in from the YouTube side, I appreciate you. Skinny jeans, it just makes no sense. I agree, Sister Nikki. I agree. It has absolutely no reasoning to be genderless clothing. It can be gender neutral. If they want to move past unisex, no problem. But why genderless? It really just kind of gets to me. So, but there's enough things that are going to get to me during this stream, so I might as well not get worked up here. I'm going to move into something that was strange to me. It was strange, and several people have already put this up on their stream, so I'm going to come at it from a different angle, you know, as I always do, y'all. I always come at things from a different angle than other people do. And I want to at least say this. We are in the days of, if we don't stand up for what we at least are grasping on to right now, we are going to continue to lose out. We are going to literally lose out. And this is why we must, as American freedmen, I know I have more than American freedmen that watch these posts, but as American freedmen, we have to come together. Everybody else kind of has their shit in order. I'm not saying everybody else is better than us, but when people know how to align and get on code with one another, they're better off. And everybody seems to do that much more frequently than we do. I think that we lined up really, really well. Really well with that whole Latinos and Caribbean people with hip hop. But we've got to go much further than that. The fight for repair, we have to be more unified on. I'm still seeing way too much. We're this or we're that, we're those. No. We got one thing that we need to be fighting for, and that's not each other. We need to stop fighting one another on silly shit. We're fighting one another on silly shit. And the fact that we're even fighting one another at all is beyond me. That's why I was like, I can't argue with other black people about black problems. I stopped fighting with white people over black problems, but I'm definitely not going to fight with black people over black problems, especially when we're supposed to be on the same side. We may not agree on everything, but the last thing we'll do is sit here and debate about something that means nothing if we don't get to the finish line and get repaired. So it is what it is. But this thing that's happening in Atlanta, and there's something happening in Atlanta. I mean, obviously we heard about Gordo, Jose, Fat Joe. He's going to be the host of the 2022 BET Hip Hop Awards. Now, personally, I don't really care because I don't even watch the BET Hip Hop Awards anymore anyways. It went to shit. Okay, unless they do some type of lifetime achievement award where I can DVR it and then I can fast forward it and get to that point, I'm not looking for anything, because anybody getting a lifetime achievement award is probably going to be my generation, so that'll be worth watching. But if it's just the current state of hip hop and their awards, I have no interest in watching anybody in the current state of hip hop win a BET Hip Hop Award or perform on one. Okay, so when they said that he was going to be the host, I took it, as an American freedman, I took it as an immediate slap in the face. And I was like, oh, but I forgot. BET ain't black. BET is owned by Viacom, which owns MTV, VH1, all of them, okay? All the entertainment media. And so they spew all the stuff to us the way they want to give it to us. And whoever's in those rooms that creates all of the itineraries for the channels, they most likely don't look like us. And if they do look like us, doesn't necessarily mean they're us. We know all skin folk ain't kinfolk. So, yeah. Fat Joe hosting the BET Hip Hop Awards absolutely is an insult to American freedmen. Absolutely. But I see what they're trying to do. And they're trying to do this ramp up because they obviously seen what's been happening in the streets, and they're probably trying to make this little peace offering, and they're probably going to bring some of that out, and put it into the show. Doesn't really matter. We need to avoid the BET Hip Hop Awards the same way we're going to avoid the Woman King. Shout out to Viola Davis. We're not going to come see that movie, Vi. Okay. When that premieres, I'll probably watch The Help. Okay. I still watch The Help. I don't mind watching that movie. Okay. Or, How to Get Away with Murder. I watch a couple of those episodes. Same night it comes out. I'll just, I'll support you, Vi, over here. But I'm not going to watch The Woman King. The Woman King won't be watched by me. And it shouldn't be watched by any American freedman. It's a total insult to us. A total insult to us. So, but yeah, what's going on in ATL is just crazy. And this past Sunday, it was nuts, to see that what the Atlanta Falcons did, it was insulting. And it's been talked about on several streams. I know I'm late to this, but I'm going to come at a different angle just because I want to show where at least not only my preparation, but God damn, they had way better choices than to go to Africa to get their choice to do the Atlanta Falcons theme song. And then there's something that's even more dastardly than the Nigerian Falcon. What'd you say there, Sister Shanna? Says we would never be invited to host the Latin Grammys, anything produced by, hell no. Excuse me. Hell no. They wouldn't bring us on Telemundo to host shit. We know damn well. We had Jennifer Lopez singing Motown songs at the Super Bowl or some shit. But there is absolutely no way that they would allow Jennifer Hudson to get on Telemundo and start singing Selena songs. I don't understand where this is all coming from. But if we don't protect our culture, lo and behold, they're going to come steal it. I mean, come on. What have we ever had that hasn't been stolen from us other than the melanin in our skin? Other than the melanin in our skin, name something that has not been stolen from Black Americans on this soil. You can't. You absolutely can't. They rob, rape, and pillage everything. So we have to protect what we have and move forward. We can't be mad and lack strategy. We have to protect. Excuse me. We have to protect. I threw the mute button on because I had to cough. Excuse me 1 second. But we are where we are, and we have to continue to move forward. But the one thing that when I saw that, and I was like, because as an actor, I think he's a decent actor. I don't like his music. I know he's an artist. This guy Rotimi. I know he's an musical artist. I don't like his music either. But I thought he was a pretty decent actor when I saw him on that Power. When he was on Power, okay, started to really dislike his character at the end, kind of made everybody kind of fall for him, because he was a single dad and he was struggling, he wanted his daughter and his daughter was always getting held over his head. I got it. But then he kind of turned into a real creep. And I just didn't care for him near the end of that series. Now I really don't care for him from the things that he said about America, but he's over here still getting the American dollar. And now it wasn't his fault because he was just trying to get the bag. It was the Atlanta Falcons' fault and whoever was in their marketing and promotions room to bring him on to do the theme song. So that's no surprise. So I don't have to worry about that. I know y'all know about that by now, but it's the way they went about it and what they could have done instead of it. Absolutely. It's absolute continued. and I need to get better at this. Excuse me 1 second. Well, guys, there was no sound. And luckily, I had someone to be able to come in. Ray came in and told me there was no sound. So I'm going to go back and talk because there was no sound. We now have a picture up. Okay. I don't know how long I was muted. It was 2-3 minutes there. Jeez, that's crazy. How professional was that? Thank you, Sister Yvette. So this picture that I put up, I had to put this up simply because this goes to show why Atlanta Falcons went wrong and how they went wrong. My biggest problem, I guess, was when you had T.I. out here trying to politic, trying to do something that was, I wouldn't say that it was outside of his wheelhouse, but he was trying to do something and got involved with Leonard, and they went and saw Tim Scott, and I think they were doing something with some opportunity zones or something like that, empowerment zones, whatever. But Clifford here was from Atlanta. Leonard was from South Carolina, and Mr. Gums, we already know where he's from. You know, America's not a racist country, even though I got stopped 19 times in 3 years in a government vehicle. It let me know, at least, because I know T.I. is pretty apolitical, but he jumped in somewhere he probably didn't really understand what was going on. And this photo op was a better thing for Leonard and Tim Scott than it was for T.I. or Clifford here. One thing that I do know, this didn't help him get closer to doing the Atlanta Falcons theme song. Okay, it didn't help him. But what should have helped him would have been this. I mean, I know she quit. She's not in there anymore. But T.I. and Michael Render, a.k.a. Killer Mike, they were put on. They were appointed. They were appointed to Keisha Lance Bottoms' transition team. Appointed. So now they're kind of like the ATL ambassadors. So, you know, if they're this close to at that time, the mayor, everybody really knows who they are. The Atlanta Falcons, they got to know who they are, right? They got to know who T.I. is, got to know who Killer Mike is. They know who Keisha Lance Bottoms is. So why didn't they pull them in to do the song? You have to wonder. Or maybe Jizzle. Young Jeezy. He's ATL up and down. Ran a race with Mayor Keisha to raise money for the youth. You already know Jeezy's about the paper. The snowman. Why didn't they pick Jeezy to do the ATL theme song? You got to wonder. And I know, like I said, Keisha has quit since then. This would be really good if she was still in office. But there's a purpose of why I took these pictures, because she was at the head. She was at the helm at this time. So this is why I chose all of these photos. And if they didn't choose Jeezy, and they didn't choose Killer Mike, and they didn't choose T.I., why didn't they choose Jermaine Dupri? So Def. He has a theme song called Welcome to Atlanta. He could have remixed that remix of the theme song and maybe had a whole lot of other Atlanta artists come in and redo it for the Falcons. Why didn't he do it? Why didn't the Atlanta Falcons think of Jermaine Dupri? And I know Jermaine Dupri has kind of been, on the outs, because he actually said some greasy shit talking about Atlanta needed more police and this, that, and the other. And, like right after they had just shot a black man. So really wild. But why didn't they get Jermaine Dupri? Or Christopher Bridges? Why didn't they get Luda? I mean, look at Luda is hanging out with Keisha. Keisha's got a denim on, got low hanging blouse on. They're hanging, so they know each other. And granted, all these pictures were taken when she was in power. I get it. But you don't just forget all of these images. You don't just forget all of these events. Why weren't they chosen? Why weren't they chosen? And you can't do an Atlanta Falcons theme song without AT-aliens. Now that's Big Boy in the middle, but I don't know who that random motherfucker is on the right. Sorry. Didn't get his name, but we know who that is on the left. That's Miss Bottoms. Yeah, that's Miss Bottoms. And if they all knew Keisha and they all were at all these events, you have to know that the Atlanta Falcons knew who these people were too. And if the Atlanta Falcons say, oh, you know what? We made a mistake. We didn't do this. We just went out and got who we thought was hot, who was current. Let's go all the way back to 2017. This is when T.I. and Luda were getting along. Remember they had that diss track? I don't know if this was before or after, but they were getting along. I think this was right around the time that Atlanta was going to the Super Bowl. And you had Luda, and you had T.I., and you had Jeezy hanging out. This is in 17. And nobody said shit. Nobody said shit to any of these people. That's a problem. But they went and got somebody who's not even from this soil, let alone Atlanta. And I believe everybody's seen the video, but just for context purposes, I want to play it because I dislike it that much where I want y'all to see it if you haven't seen it, so y'all can dislike it too. Okay? That's what I'm going to do, pretty much. Yep. I'm going to do it. Yep. Okay, let's see here. Give me one quick second. Boy, I would have been talking for several minutes if I was not at home. I'm actually building a studio at home, just to let y'all know. That's why things are kind of reset up. Or I'd be back probably to my old self and doing the video and everything. And my lighting is not where exactly I want it to be. So that's why I'm going without video right now. But, and if she wasn't ill, she wouldn't have been here and I would have literally been talking. That's crazy. I hit that mute button because I coughed. And whoo, that would have been nuts. I'd probably talk like 10 minutes because I wouldn't have had to look down for another like 5-6 minutes. All right, let's see here. We're going to share a screen. And bam, bam, bam. Yeah. We'll share that audio. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're going to get this right. All right. So we're going to get that here. And let's go and share this. And just so y'all can see it. And there's going to be a little sound in the middle of it because I want to make sure that I don't actually get the copyright strikes simply because this ain't worth it. All right. So we're going to put that up there. Can you see that? Yeah, it's up there. So this is what the Atlanta Falcons chose. If you have not seen the actual Atlanta Falcons theme, this is a Nigerian-born actor, singer, rapper, Rotimi. I don't know what his full name is. He just goes by Rotimi. And because he was so disrespectful to America, talking about America didn't have what Africa had, they always flee, then talk that shit. This is why I'm going through this, okay? Because I don't like fleers, and then they get over here and talk shit and disrespect us, but then they still take that American dollar in. I don't like that. So here we go.
Red, black, and white, yeah. We gon' rise up, ATL, that city. We gon' higher, red, black, and white, yeah. We gon' rise up. We gon' rise up. We gon' rise up, ATL, that city. We gon' rise up. We gon' rise up. We on fire. Proud is hype, yeah. Looking hype, yeah. Running hard for them 10 yards, that's the first down. 30 bird in the end zone, that's a touchdown. Full speed with the hit stick, that's a man down. ATL, that's my town. If you know the colors, then say it loud. Red, black, and white, yeah. We gon' rise up. ATL, that city. We gon' rise up.
Whatever. Get that out of here. So, I've seen it probably like 15 times now, and I still just get disgusted because, yeah, they use a lot of old images. They use the brother who actually created the Dirty Bird dance. So there was a lack of originality in there. And I know they use this whole little bouncy thing that the new rappers do. You know, that was to key everybody in. But for one, that's not really, if you look at the whole Atlanta Falcons crowd, they're not bumping that. They would rather hear some old school hip hop. If you look around the Atlanta Falcons arena, it's not the people that are listening to that music. Absolutely not. And you're totally correct. He spoke of Africa as if it was a country and not a continent. And to say all the things that he said, it was almost like he was a tour guide, Shanna. He was trying to get people to go to Africa. He said the air was so crisp. This air in America, it makes you choke. And you could just walk here like they just walking on diamonds and doing this and doing that. All the images that we ever see of Africa, we understand why they flee. But he painted this picture, the roads were paved in gold and this and that and that and this. But he was sitting in a radio station in America, K104, I believe it was. I don't know exactly where K104 is, but yeah, I remember him doing an interview at K104, and he talked up America and talked down, or talked up Africa and down on America. I didn't get it. But I'm thinking, if you're talking so high on Africa, you should probably be on your way back, bro. You should be on your way back. No. And when he got here, he didn't even come straight to Atlanta. He didn't dig himself into Atlanta culture. He was living in New Jersey. He moved to Atlanta because Atlanta's popping right now for notables and for the things that he does. Movie roles, acting roles, this and that, whatever. Yeah, it's great to be there. But he was in New Jersey. He's a transient twice over. My sentiments exactly, Sister Yvette. So when I looked at that several times over and heard everybody talking about it and whatnot, and I was like, why would they do this? Why would they put themselves in this position? Because what you're doing is you're basically saying, we've got all this history, we've got all this culture, we've got all these great musicians right here in this city. And let me just say it, Americans. Americans. And you went and chose an immigrant. There's no consolation that he's from Africa because he had already shit on America. He had spoken on a heavily colonized Africa, speaking America. Yeah. And it's so nuts that when they come over here, they don't have the struggle. This is where we get back into the whole basis of freedom in media. No matter whether I'm talking about notables, anybody that's new that's going to see these casts, whether we're talking about notable sports, this, that, and the other, it always comes back to the same thing because we're always fighting the same thing. And unfortunately, we're fighting white supremacy or white supremacy thoughts from a black man. See, that's a black man. He's a black man. He's not an American freedman, but he's a black man. And we're having to battle people like him and the ideology of which we live under. The Rotimis of the world are all over this country. And they make us stutter step in our progression. Because 10 Rotimis out here, people think we're getting it. They just got here. And they get here with a handout. They get here with a gift bag. They get here with sanctuary subsidies. Yeah, and we ain't even got there yet, y'all. We ain't even got there yet. It's nuts. Oh, it pleases my heart. Excuse me 1 second. Just got a text I just got. My grandson's mom, she's doing everything she can, man, I tell you. So I am very disappointed in the Atlanta Falcons. I have to tell you, I'm very disappointed. And the crazy thing about this, as I said, I didn't know why they had to do this, because it was a scenario. It was a scenario that they didn't have to do. They absolutely did not have to do it, but they chose to do it. Okay? They chose to do it because there was another song. No, they didn't choose any American freedmen that I showed you that they could have chose, any of those ATL greats. But there was an original song. So I want to know what happened and why they switched it. And let me show you the original song. This is an exclusive. This is an absolute Freedman Media exclusive. See, everybody else has showed it on their streams. I'm late. There's an advantage to being late. See? So let me show you exactly what happened here. Yeah. I absolutely am gonna. Yep. Atlanta Falcons did that thing with Rotimi, but they didn't have to. And what they should have did was they should have went with this in week 1, figured out whether people liked that or not. And if they didn't like it, got with the ATLians before they got with an immigrant alien. I won't say an illegal alien because he may actually have his paperwork right. Hopefully he's got his paperwork right. He done made enough money. So let me just show you what the original tune was.
Are you with me now? Said, are you with me now? Ain't felt this good in a while. They want us to simmer down. Can you hear me now? Ready to put it down. Start at the bottom, already forgot them, but they won't forgive me now. You really ain't ready now. You haters, you send the crowd. But till I just look around. Are you with me now? Are you with me now? Are you with me now? Said, are you with me now? Ain't felt this good in a while. They want us to simmer down. Can you hear me now? Am I going in and out? Stop and just look around. See if you really you really ain't ready now. You haters just in the crowd. Still I just look around. No, you with me now. Are you with me now?
So, sorry. They were still going, but I stopped sharing the screen. What'd you say there, Shanna? You need to see Rotimi's parents. Rotisserie. Hold on. Oh my goodness, do not say rotisserie again. So he is kind of light. We don't see him generally that light from that part of his homeland, but you know, we'll see. We'll see. And rest in power to that brother who passed away. He was in the movie, the series, The Gods Must Be Crazy. When I found out they only paid that brother $300 to be in that movie, I was like, damn. They made a lot of money off that damn movie too. Paid him $300. Yeah. $300. Now, I think they end up having to convert it, you know, to some legitimate figures, and they ended up getting like 50 grand or something like that the next time around. But yeah, it was ridiculous. So I'm looking at the disrespect from Rotimi, but then if they thought that was better than what the original one, because I liked the original song. I like the voice. You know, you got to have that gutter, that deep voice. And I think all those artists could have created that image. I don't think as a football team, an NFL football team coming out to, this is a barbaric sport. We don't need you talking like this. We don't rise up. We don't rise up. We don't need that type of shit. We trying to get dirty. You know, we trying to go out and hurt people. I mean, not really hurt people, but you know, this is a physical sport. We rise up and get a first down, get a touchdown. What kind of shit is that? But see, that's that music now. Rise up, rise up. I don't like all that. No. Be a man about it, Rotimi. Drop your voice a couple octaves. Actually, just get in line. I don't even need you to do it over. We don't even need to, you know. I felt about him the way I felt like when they traded the Joe version with Trey Songz. And remember, it was back the next week. Ray and I was sitting up there watching Power, and that shit came on. We was looking at each other like, what the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? That song was horrible. And the next week, they took Trey Songz version off and put Joe back. We don't want to hear that shit. So, anyways, we kind of got to the point where, have I talked about everything? I think I've talked about everything. I've gotten close if I haven't talked about everything. Let me make sure I've gotten all my points in, because I want to get to you know, this is something that I actually want to state before I jump into the end of this. I didn't like something about this, even though I liked it. I didn't like something about this. I'm going to bring it up. Give me one quick second here, because I believe that what was done was the correct thing. Okay. I believe what was done, it was the correct thing. I just didn't like the way he went about doing it. Okay. Let me make sure I've got it all here. There's no audio needed on that. Okay, we're going to go there. Yeah. So let's just go here. All right. I don't know this brother's real name, and I need to get it because I always like to have these guys' real names. I don't like to call them by their performer names because I don't really watch a lot of their performances. But I liked what he did. I just didn't like what he did. It says Offset spent $50,000 on a private jet so he wouldn't miss his son's football game. Okay. Only reason we knew this was because Offset actually tweeted that he did this. Okay. Now, personally, what he did was a great deed. Okay. It was a great deed. But as a father, he was just being a daddy. He was just being a daddy. He didn't do anything that a daddy with those types of means wouldn't do. But I didn't like the fact that they made such a big spectacle of it. But the problem with them making a big spectacle of it, he allowed them to, because he tweeted it. And once he tweeted, spent $50K on a jet to make Cody's first football game, can't miss these moments. You goddamn right. You can't miss those moments, Offset. You can't miss those moments. It was his very first football game, and you were nowhere in pocket. But to get in pocket, you had to spend 50 grand on a private jet to get there on time, so you didn't miss those moments. I get it, bro. I get it. I loved it. I just didn't love the tweet. Nobody needed to know that he spent 50 grand on a private jet to get to his son's game. The fact that he showed up at his son's game and people would have been like, hey, I heard you were out of town. Thought you were out of town. Didn't know you were going to be here. He'd have been like, yeah, I couldn't miss the game. That's all it had to be. Couldn't miss my son's first football game. Nope. Didn't anybody have to know that you spent $50,000 to get there? And you already know who I am. I ain't pocket watching worth a motherfucker, because anything that Offset or Migos or anybody in that genre does, it doesn't help me one bit or hurt me. But as a father, what he did was he just did a daddy thing. And because he has the means that he has, he did a daddy thing that was a little bit more extreme than what a lot of daddies would have been able to do. Most daddies. But what I would like to see a lot of these brothers do is just do it. Just flat out do it. You ain't got to put it on Twitter. You ain't got to put it on IG. You ain't got to put it on Facebook. Just do it. And everybody gonna see anyway. Everybody gonna see anyway. You gonna take that. He was gonna take that picture with his little man anyway. So everybody would have known he was at his little man's first football game. But didn't nobody need to know that he spent $50,000 on a private jet? Because he was absolutely 100% correct. Can't miss these moments. You can't miss these moments. I get it. So I salute him for not missing the moments. But I condemn the moment that he did that tweet. But he's still a solid brother to me, because he spent $50,000 on a plane ride to get to his son's game. And I know people that don't spend $50 on their kid. Not a month, in a year, in a couple years. $50. Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. I'm just here telling the truth, y'all. We know truth tellers suck. Yeah, they suck. So you feel me, Sister Yvette? I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Over on Facebook, thanks, Free. Appreciate that. One of the things that I have gotten to the place of where I've tried to figure out some things about the way white supremacy works. We talk about this a lot. And I don't like to ever see white supremacy win. I don't. Because if white supremacy wins, everybody else loses. You got to understand, it's not always just against me or American freedmen. If white supremacy wins, everybody else loses. Okay? So one of the things that I saw, and I caught this last night, I think. catch this last? Yeah, I caught this last night. This was nuts to me. I'm going to take this down. It was nuts to me because I didn't understand. This won't even buy a Happy Meal. I've seen it. I've seen it, Jay Bird. Welcome in on the YouTube side. Yeah, there's brothers out here who won't even buy a Happy Meal. I'm talking about the one Happy Meal for the one kid, not the other kids. I'm talking about the one Happy Meal. You right, brother. Won't even buy a Happy Meal. Oh, it actually looks like a sister because I see the coffee cup now in the picture, and I would think that that's sister. But you know what? I don't know. I was talking about genderless clothing earlier, so I'm not sure, but I believe that's a sister. If you're not Sister J Bird, let me know, please. Please let me know. I just felt like, what do you do when you have a situation where somebody mocks a gay person and then they go do the symbolic thing by getting, you know what? Let me just let you watch it and then we'll speak on it and then we'll go from there. Because I could paint the picture, but I don't want to paint the picture. I want y'all to be able to see this. Hold on a second. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm going to play a, citing fair use here, I'm going to play a news report and I just need you to listen. Just listen to it or watch it too, because I want to explain to you, because it was in part of my caption, you know, that said the LGBTTQQIAAP versus white supremacy ended in a tie. There was no win. And I'll explain what I meant when this is all said and done. Give me 1 second. I'm going to share the screen. Let's add that audio. That's bam. And we're there. All right. So we're going to go there. We're sharing. Is that sharing? All right. Uh-oh. There we go. Here we go.
Over the weekend, Michonne Maddock called Buttigieg a weak little girl. Fox 2's Dave Kinchin joins us live with a reaction on this. Dave.
Well, these comments are certainly making a buzz in political circles across the state and really across the country. Being the nature of social media, this caught fire very quickly like wildfire, but so far, no reaction from the person who made the post tonight. Social media saw this post from Michigan GOP co-chair Michonne Maddock's Twitter account Sunday about U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, who is openly gay. We're so blessed this weak little girl moved to Michigan. Looks like he's bringing all his California dreaming here with him. It was a response to a Republican National Committee research tweet, which shows a news report featuring Buttigieg endorsing California's push to make all cars electric and not gas-powered by 2035. Buttigieg, the former South Bend, Indiana mayor, also recently moved to Michigan.
So this is just very on brand for what Michonne Maddock brings to the Michigan Republican Party.
Democratic State Senator Jeremy Moss of Southfield, who is gay, calls the tweet homophobic.
But it doesn't also grow their party in any meaningful way when LGBTQ rights are at this incredibly supported and embraced part of where we are in our country. And so I don't know what the long game is here to make fun of a gay public official.
Some Democratic lawmakers are calling for Maddock's removal from office. We called her and the Michigan Republican Party for comment. In fact, Fox 2 sent these texts asking specifically, how do you respond to calls for your removal as state GOP co-chair? And what do you say to those who have called your comments about the secretary homophobic? We have not heard back from Maddock or the party itself. Do you believe that Michonne Maddock should resign or be removed?
It's up to Republicans. I mean, she is the Republican Party. This is on brand for the Republican Party.
Now, tonight I spoke off camera with several Republicans from across the state. They condemn the comments. They say these comments do not represent their party. But again, so far, no comment tonight reacting from Maddox. Back to you.
So the reason I said that white supremacy tied, they didn't win the LGBTTQQIAAP. The reason I said that they tied was because he upheld it. As a gay man, he should have absolutely slammed her for making that statement, because he knew that that statement was inflammatory and it was based on Pete Buttigieg being gay. She wouldn't have said that about any other man. She said it about him because he was a gay man. Then they went and purposely interviewed a gay man to get a reaction. And that's where he failed the LGBTTQQIAP. But as a white man, he upheld white supremacy. So please understand, I'm not downing him for being a gay man, but I'm definitely not going to salute him here for upholding white supremacy, because I know anybody else in that situation, if a black man or a black woman makes that statement against Pete Buttigieg, they'd be packing their desk up right now. Right now. They'd already be gone. They'd be getting escorted out right now. We need your badge. We need your key card, parking pass. We need everything. And they'd be calling for a ride because they wouldn't have their government car anymore. Why didn't he do what he was supposed to do as a member of the LGBTQIAP? Why didn't he uphold gay rights right there? I wonder, because I know for a fact, what's her name, Maddox? Had it been anybody else, especially somebody with melanin in their skin, shit. Come on, man. It was crazy to sit there and watch him actually empathize. Oh, this is just on code for her. No, that's not what you say. He was supposed to be beet red, upset. But why not? He empathized with it. Then they said, do you think she should lose her job? Well, that's up to the Republicans. No, it ain't. They're not going to get rid of one of their own, especially when she didn't say anything against one of them. They tied. The LGBTQIAP went up against white supremacy and they tied. That's a problem. A little girl, you don't call someone, Kimmy, you already know. And the empathy that I have for gay people is ridiculous because I know they go through it. I get it. I get it. But to see him uphold it, and I know they're going to say, oh, yeah, he was just being professional. This said, no. There's no professionalism here. He called my colleague and my brother in the struggle, in the gay struggle, in the gay culture, in the gay brethren, a little girl. Now, I don't care how effeminate he might be. That shit was out of pocket. And why they got to wait till the Republicans? How come the governor can't step in and say something? The lieutenant governor, anybody's step in and say something. Little girl? But here's the thing. I've always said it. I'll help those who help themselves, but I can't help you fight your fight if you ain't gonna fight for yourself. And right then, they just showed me he wasn't willing to fight for himself. He wasn't willing to fight for his culture. He wasn't willing to fight for his people. He gave her a pass. That's just pretty on brand for her. Well, she's a Republican. Let them figure it out. What? It would have kind of been all kind of xenophobia and this, that, and the other, and everything else had a black man said that shit. So, yeah. Okay. So now I guess we get to the message. 77 minutes in, right? Well, I don't know exactly. It's really not 77 minutes because I was down for a couple minutes there. I have no idea. I'm going to probably be totally embarrassed how long I was actually muted. I don't know. But anyways, I want to get to this because the image, I took this picture in a Club of Sam's yesterday. And I stood in line for so long, I ended up talking to the person that was closest to me, but I didn't end up talking to them till we were outside because we stood in line for so long waiting for these people to get taken care of. And I only got one shot. So I'll be honest, I only had the one shot, but they ended up having to put some of their stuff on the floor. It was really nuts. Like they had to put their stuff on the floor because, where's that picture at? Oh, is it in here? No, where's that picture at? Uh-oh. Did I lose it? Okay, I thought I had the picture. Hold on one second. I'm trying to get the image up. Oh. Oh, you know what? I might have it actually already loaded. Do I have it loaded? Oh, I don't have it loaded yet. Give me 1 second. That was very unprofessional. I don't think I uploaded it. So let me do this now. Yeah, so I didn't get a chance to talk to them inside because we ended up getting moved. I only had 2 items, okay? I only had 2 items. And so they moved us to the customer service area because these people had so much stuff. They had so much stuff. And hopefully you can see that clearly. I mean, and if you look, you can see the little girl in the grocery cart. She is asleep. Okay. Somebody to the left, right outside the screen, is holding another child on the other side of the grocery cart. And then all of that stuff in both buggies, it's theirs. It's theirs. All of it. The water, all the pop, all those groceries. I mean, everything. And when you see people who grocery shop like this, you already know what's going on. When you see people grocery shop, this ain't the beginning of the month, y'all. This was yesterday. This was the 12th. So just can't blame this on the windfall for a bridge card. And I'm kind of inquisitive. So I'm going to kind of strike up a conversation if I can get one in. you know, and they were waiting outside. By the time I got done, because we went to the customer service area and there was a short line already over there, people with 1 or 2 items, they were letting people with 1 or 2 items just go to the customer service area to get checked out because it was taking so long to go through the cash aisle. So I got outside and they're outside. They're waiting for their shuttle. I didn't know they were waiting for a shuttle. I didn't know that until I sat in my truck and waited to see what picked them up. It was like a Sprinter van that picked them up. And somebody got out and started loading the stuff into the back. And this was after, just kind of painting the picture here. But I had asked him, you know, like, there's a lot of stuff you got there today. Like, yeah, we need to get everything because we're in a hotel. Oh, okay. And the only place that you could take stuff like that to a hotel would be like an extended stay America or a Residence Inn or a Comfort Inn Suites, you know, a place that's going to have like a real kitchen. I mean, they got stuff there that they're living. They're living. And we know this territory that we are in is a sanctuary territory. And I've talked about this most recently, that the hoopla has been about Texas to New York and people jumping off the buses in between Texas and New York because they've got family all over the country. So everybody's not making it from Texas to New York. They're jumping off where their family are and they're getting lost in these areas, and they'll probably live illegally until they get their papers right. Hopefully they do end up getting their papers right. But yeah, they are living in a hotel because they just got here. Because this isn't a situation when you look at all the stuff. I know what grocery shopping looks like. And I've moved into places to where like you got to do that big grocery shop that first time when you move in. You got to do that big grocery shop. But they had stuff, I mean, like they ain't have nothing. Nothing. Only thing that I did not see was how they consummated their sale. Like, you know, was it with the card, with the cash, whatever? Not that it's any of my business. But after finding out that they're in a hotel, speaks for itself. Speaks for itself. And I've tried to explain to people the fall going through to the winter, to the new year, it's going to be difficult in these areas because being that we are a sanctuary area, more people, more groceries, more gas, more this, more that, because they're not going to be riding that shuttle for too long. These folks are coming in and they're being fully subsidized. They're being given housing. They're being given money for food, clothing. Their kids are going to school. And eventually they're going to set up, hell, probably stuff with Charity Motors or whomever. They'll get vehicles. Maybe just give them cash and be able to go find a vehicle. Set them up with caseworkers or whomever. And there's nothing wrong with people being taken care of unless you aren't taking care of the people that are already here. And I know that we have plenty of people that are already here in this area who aren't getting taken care of. That's where I have a problem with it. I have a problem with it at that point. There's an issue. And when I saw this, I was like, God damn. It's not like I spoke it into existence. I'm no prophet. I'm no messenger from God. But you had to see this coming. If you're living in these areas that are not hostile, and I am not saying that we need to be hostile, because all I really want, if you're supposed to be here, be here. If you're not supposed to be here, flee here. I don't need people taking resources from people that are supposed to be able to get them. And I know that this administration nationally and even locally has not made sure that people are off the street, fed, housed. We've got too many unhoused people. Too many unhoused. Girl, you know they don't own no goddamn hotel. What's wrong with you? I just don't know exactly where it will turn around, because for some people, and we're already walking into places where there's just not enough stuff on the shelves already. And we haven't even hit the heavy points. Let me tell you. And Jay Bird, I don't know why I don't know who you are. Because you obviously local. You obviously local. Because you know exactly. They be on four corners. They be on all four corners. And I don't understand. And it's actually, I've seen more of the Middle Eastern women that are on literally all four corners panhandling. When they're densely populated in that area right around there where the Palisades and across the street in those subdivisions, the older homes going down there, Oak and Clover Lawn and all that, Maple. But they'll be right there at the corner asking for bread. I don't get that. Not that I don't understand it. I know exactly what they're doing. But y'all get a kickstart when y'all get here. How y'all fall on hard times like that? And it's not that anybody can't fall on hard times, because like hell, I was surprised when I went over on the south side of Ypsilanti and I saw Arabs and Asians and whatnot living over there. I had never seen anybody live over there when we were coming up back in the day, but us. And now the south side is UN. The townhouses. So I know they're coming from all areas of the planet. And are we even set to do that, to take them in? Or are they just going to help other people be displaced? Because first you're displaced, then you're replaced. And that goes back to what we talked about earlier. Protecting our culture, protecting our territory, protecting our land. Because if we don't do it ourselves, nobody else is concerned whether we do or not. There's not a politician out here that's going to protect you the way you protect yourself. Period. Man, I appreciate everybody being here today. And I apologize for that muting, but I'm thankful that Ray was actually listening. I got to get her better. She's working on it. She's trying. But we got to protect each other. I get it. I totally get it. With situations like this, I see why some people get upset, but I don't get upset anymore. I get concerned because I don't think some people take this as serious as it is. Hell, when I heard that there wasn't going to be enough chocolate for Halloween, I was like, oh shit. I've never heard about us running out of chocolate. There's literally not going to be enough chocolate for Halloween. It's a chocolate shortage, which means there's a cocoa shortage or cocoa bean shortage or whatever. I don't know why. I don't know. But the supply is low, or the ability to get it is low. Maybe it's in a territory we can't get to. I don't know. But right now, we've got a scenario that people are coming into the territories that we live in, many of the territories that we live in, and these people are not accounted for, or these stores wouldn't be running out of products. There's more people coming in buying more products than normal, so stores can't keep up, and that's going to continue. And it's what it is, I guess. And it's what it is. But I appreciate everybody checking out the stream today. One of the things that I've tried to continue to do is keep my opinion, obviously, where it's at, but see things from all angles. I'm not as one-sided as some people tend to project. I may actually come at it very, very forcefully with my opinion, but it doesn't mean I'm not open to someone else's. But if I just feel that you're just flat out wrong and you're illogical, you're probably not going to get a chance with me. But I've learned personally to just take myself to the side and listen to other people's opinions. But if you don't make sense, I'm not going to give you the time of day. I'm just not. I don't have to. I don't need to. So, boy, I made a really good pizza last night, y'all. I made a pizza with some peppers, onions, mushrooms, and it was just a little store-bought cheese pizza, but I put all my stuff on it, threw a little extra mozzarella on that motherfucker. Like Radio Raheem said, put a little extra mozzarella on that motherfucker. And I did that. And it was good. It was really, really good. I don't know what I'll eat tonight, but I'm getting a little bit more creative with my non-meat diet. I am not a vegan. I keep trying to tell people I am not a vegan. People are like, is that real cheese? Is that vegan cheese? If you know it's not vegan cheese, why are you asking? Well, you think I'm gonna lie? I'm not gonna lie to you. Don't scare me. I don't need to lie to nobody. Shit. When I eat some vegan cheese, I'll make sure I post it. I got some vegan cheese. I'm gonna eat some vegan cheese. Hey, I'm eating some vegan cheese. Look at this vegan cheese. But everybody be tripping because I'm eating regular cheese. I never told nobody that I wasn't gonna eat regular cheese. When I stop eating regular cheese, I'll let y'all know. Please understand that. Until then, keep judging me. Why y'all eat chitlins? It is what it is. Thanks, Free. I tried because it was such a spur of the moment thing. I saw a cheese pizza. I was like, I got peppers and stuff at home. Da-da-dee-da-da-da. I was like, you know what? I'll make all that. Ray got me some fresh vegetables, this, that, and the other. Bam, bam, bam. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. And it was a spur of the moment. You were mentioned in another YouTuber's blog to check out. I became a follower, so it's hard to find like-minded people. Hey, somebody mentioned me? That's crazy. I appreciate that. I have no idea who. There's only about 5 of y'all that watch these videos. So I have no idea who would have been talking about me. So I appreciate whoever that other YouTuber is. Let me put that up here so people don't be thinking I be making shit up. Look at that. Somebody else put that up there. You were mentioned in another YouTuber's blog to check out, and I became a follower. It's hard to find. Sister Yvette, you just made my day. You really did. Look at that. That's crazy. So I might have like 5 people who actually watch these videos. But no, I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all being here. I'm just me, you know. I'm just me. Hey, it ain't that many people out there that's talking about me, so don't worry about it. I appreciate that, though. Don't worry about it. You know, hopefully they'll come up and be like, hey, you know, I was just talking about you on my blog. I have no idea who it would be. But the fact that somebody's saying something and they weren't saying something negative, I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. But I know a lot of people are talking about this young brother that was shot in LA at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. I'm not going to be able to make a stream about another black man being shot, unfortunately. And I don't want to hear about another rapper being shot, because I don't look at it as a rapper being shot. I look at it as a black man being shot. And he was a black man that was shot, and he was probably shot by another black man. So I don't want to talk about that. And I know that some people, you know, that's how they generate their views and how they build their content and their channels and things like that. But I don't look to talk about rappers being shot by, frankly, you know, it can't just be a hater. There's something more there. I don't even believe this guy was like in that street culture type shit. I really believe he was really into his music. He looked like he was just a young man who has kids and you know, he's with his lady now having a good, I don't even think he was in the streets like that. I just believe that he was just another brother who was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. But no, I don't want to hear about another rapper being shot. And I definitely don't want to hear about another black man being shot. So we won't be talking about that. It's unfortunate, and you know, positive thoughts and love to his family, his baby, you know, because now life goes on without him. And if he was providing for his family, if he was doing it out here the way they make it seem like he was doing, he's probably providing a lot of resources for his family. And now what? You know, now that's been cut off because of, you know, some silly shit. So, but y'all be good out here. I'll get back with you, trying to get these things more scheduled, but, you know, I'll be in the car. When I'm in the car, I'm only on Facebook right now because I got to get these subs up. I got to keep moving these subs up on YouTube to do YouTube lives, you know, and then I'm working on another platform that I can actually do videos from multiple platforms on the mobile. I just haven't really struck in. What? I heard about this case, the self-defense thing. I heard about it. Wow. Yeah, we can't stand our ground. We can't stand our ground. Trying to protect himself, trying to protect him and his girlfriend, but now they're charging with manslaughter. Yeah, those laws just don't apply to us. And he probably had a legal firearm and all that stuff. They'll run the whole thing down. It'll be all good. All his stuff is right. But bam, no, not enough evidence here. Should have did something else. That's unfortunate. But y'all be good out here, and we'll talk soon. And Sister Yvette, if you do remember, let me know who that YouTuber was that said something about me. I'd like to just personally thank them. Y'all be good.
You know, this revolution is filled with so many ironies, really. First, you know, that it is manly to keep your word, right? If you are a man, you keep your word. And now all of the black people in this country are demanding, and even the black people in the whole world are demanding, is that you keep your word. You told us we were free. Well then, show us that we're free. You told us that there is justice, equality for all in this country. Well then, stick to your word and let us see the justice and equality for all. Or else admit to us that you're not a man, you're a word, you're afraid of us, you're afraid to give us equal stand. You're afraid that if you give us equal ground, that we will match you and we will override you.
One love.